All the answers were in Goody's book of spells. All I needed was an object from one of his crime scenes.
In the opening scene of the first episode, here we go again. Wednesday uses Goody's book to assist her develop her psychic powers and takes on a new mystery to solve. She decides to crack the cold case of the Kansas City scalper. Despite carrying an array of weaponry, Wednesday manages to get past airport security and arrives in Kansas City where she faces the scalper. She gets black tears from her psychic vision, and things saves her when the scalper imprisons her in. After apprehending the serial murderer, she goes back home, but it's time to return to Nevermore Academy for more classes. Their entire family will be spending more time with them in Jericho, and Pugsley is attending the academy much to Wednesday's chagrin. The new principal, Barry Dodd, offers Morticia and Gomez a house close by in exchange for Morticia hosting the gala. The point of view changes to a man taking pictures of a couple as they travel to school. After spotting the photographer, a single eyed crow follows him into his truck and starts pecking him till he dies. Wednesday discovers she has become somewhat of a celebrity and is appalled when she walks back onto school. Since she saved the school last year, everyone is swooning over her and even requesting signatures. When she discovers Enid hosting a party in their room with the pack, she becomes even more repulsed. The best friends reunite, and while Wednesday packs her closet, a crossbow fires an arrow with a picture of her and Dot taken just moments before. Wednesday, welcome back. The menacing letter reads, I'm still watching. Wednesday is quite happy that she has a stalker. She makes an effort to see the stalker using her powers, but she is unable to identify them. All she receives is another black tear. As previously indicated, the Adams family pays a visit to the cottage that used to be Marilyn Thornhill's home and is close to the university. Wednesday notices the crime scene from earlier in the episode while strolling in the woods close to the cottage. After spotting an affair between the two co-workers at the supermarket, private investigator Carl Bradbury was murdered by the crows. Wednesday sees a cloaked figure who flees into the woods and encounters Sheriff Santiago, her new enemy. When she follows him, she discovers that it's Donovan Galpin, the previous sheriff and Tyler's father. Galpin assumes that he was killed while working on a cold case with Bradbury, who had a clue about something that may affect all outcasts. Galpin still harbors resentment at Tyler and requests Wednesday's assistance ahead the one-eyed bird awaits. Wednesday then meets Isadora Capri, the new head of music, and she is skeptical right again. Dot organizes a founder's pyre in an attempt to bring back the good old days of Nevermore. In essence, it is a stick figurine that is shaped like a bird and is finally set on fire. Wednesday gets a disturbing present from Xavier before the pyre, a picture of the one eyed crow. She also gets a spooky note on her typewriter that reads, Read any good books lately? She discovers that someone has taken and concealed her book within the pyre. Time is running out because it's her only copy. Wednesday is still within the figure searching for her manuscript when Dot signals for the pyre to be ignited. As kids burn the bird and launch it into the air, the pyre swiftly catches fire. Enid tells Dot that her body is caught in the fire as Wednesday finally gets her book back.
Wednesday is still within the figurine searching for her manuscript when Dot signals for the pyre to be ignited. As kids burn the bird and launch it into the air, the pyre swiftly catches fire. Enid tells Dot that her body is caught in the fire as Wednesday finally gets her book back. Wednesday marches to the stage, causing the audience to divide. As the audience yells her name, Dot displays a portrait of her. She is furious as hell. Wednesday takes the microphone, discovers an unusual starring speech, and then accuses everyone of being stupid for thinking she would be a leader. She then sets fire to the picture. Another image is sparked as Enid pursues Wednesday and seizes her shoulder. Wednesday has a vision of a cemetery with crows and Enid's gravestone complete with black tears. And it holds Wednesday responsible for her demise in the vision. Wednesday is caught up in a seizure and Morticia rushes to Enid's side.
Psychic exhaustion. That's
Kitty was my spirit guide. That book told me to blaze my own trail and then put up all these.
was supposed to help me protect her.
We need to make. Galpin! I don't have time for one of
We see Wednesday become conscious at the beginning of Season 2, Episode 2. Wednesday's decision to conceal the black tears disappoints Morticia. It is an indication that she is misusing her power. The fact that the thing informed Morticia about Goody's book disappoints Wednesday. Wednesday is asked to wait patiently for a fresh guide by Morticia. Wednesday regrettably declines, stating that she has no time to spend, particularly in light of her most recent vision. Wednesday won't listen to Morticia's insistence that her talent is a gift rather than a weapon. Gomez asks Wednesday for some answers on the way back. The news that her parents will remain disappointed Wednesday. She believes her mother fears she may become like Ophelia. Gomez, though, won't explain what transpired with Morticia's sister.
On the next day, Eugene finds out that Pugsley revived the legendary boy. For the time being, Pugsley is keeping the monster in Eugene's bee shed. The creature is dubbed Slurp by them. Regarding Wednesday, she looks through Goody's book for answers. She begs Thing to conceal the fact that she has lost her powers and that Enid's death is imminent. When Wednesday gets to the hostel, she discovers Enid with her neck cut and lying in a pool of blood. Since it's official prank day, it turns out to be a hoax. Wednesday may have left an eyeball on Enid's pillow. However, it wasn't her. It's probably just another present from the creeper. The stalker sends Enid a message while they are conversing. When they return the call, Galpin's voicemail is heard. Wednesday's involvement in yet another murder mystery astounds Enid. Wednesday says that while she works things out, it might be best for Enid to remain in the room. Nothing happens as she attempts to receive a psychic reading from her eyeball.
Ajax observes Enid and Bruno getting cozy in the interim. He gets revenge on Bruno with the assistance of Eugene and Pugsley. The other pupils are still having a great time on their prank day. Inquiring about misfits with bad handling skills, Wednesday goes up to Dot and another educator. According to the teacher, these misfits are known as avian, although Nevermore hasn't heard one in years. As the student liaison for the gala fundraiser, Bianca meets with Motisha. After discussing Wednesday, the two discuss their complex ties with their mothers. Motisha might contact her mother and request a gift. Bianca advises. Motisha, though, won't call her mother.
Slurp escapes and breaks free back at school. Enid's driver's license consent document is stolen by Wednesday. She takes advantage of the chance to obtain transportation to Willow Hill. Motisha visits the hostel and chastises Thing for failing to keep them informed. They treat him like a servant. Thing responds. Motisha accepts Goody's book and apologizes. Wednesday travels to Willow Hill and traumatizes the driving school teacher. She meets with Tyler's psychiatrist, Dr. Fairburn, at Willow Hill. Wednesday would come visit sooner or later, Fairburn knew. Thornhill has been unfriendly and she has failed to establish a rapport with Tyler. Fairburn requires Wednesday's assistance and Thornhill is in another institution. The encounter with Tyler proceeds as planned. Wednesday, he believes, had a glimpse of his darkness and fell for it. Tyler claims that Wednesday's good fortune was not due to her intelligence. When Wednesday announces Galpin's passing, Tyler declines to assist. Instead, he says that once he's free, he will murder Enid. Wednesday becomes agitated by this and disparages him. Tyler then loses his temper and almost becomes the monster he once was. Eugene tells Pugsley about Lop's escape at school for Thing and it locates a package. When she discovers that the Adams family missed Thing's birthday, she becomes depressed.
Well, she consoles him. Enid and Bruno are abducted, and Thing is locked in his little home. Dot gives Bianca instructions to utilize her siren abilities on Morticia in order to persuade her to seek her mother for a gift. It comes out that Dot has a relic with him that prevents Bianca from using her powers on him. When Wednesday arrives at the dome in the evening, Enid is gone and Thing is locked in. Wednesday is called by the stalker who offers her 30 minutes to locate Bruno and Enid alive. Wednesday discovers a hint outside her door, and Wednesday encounters Capri during her route to rescuing Enid. Wednesday is invited by Capri to attend the event with her ensemble. Wednesday declines, but Capri is adamant. Wednesday learns a hint about Enid's whereabouts from the chat.
She plays the clue card's note as she makes her way to the music room. Wednesday and Thing enter through an arbitrary mystery door that unlocks. They are being followed by someone else, but they are unable to identify them. Enid and Bruno are shackled in the passageway that leads to the shattered Lago Tower. Enid and Bruno attempt to escape before a pair of knives fall on their heads while they wait to be rescued. Although Enid is aware that Wednesday is to fault for their predicament, she does not hold her accountable.
When Wednesday eventually turns up, she solves the puzzle. She saves Bruno and Enid. It turns out that the stalker is also a Wednesday fan. She has been able to carry off her plot to attract Wednesday's attention because of her invisibility skills. However, Enid is not pleased by Agnes's antics. In another scene, Bianca goes to see Morticia and uses her abilities to persuade her to contact her mother. Wednesday later offers Thing a present and apologizes for missing his birthday. When she finds out that her mother stole the goodie book, she is furious. A jackdaw watches Wednesday outdoors from the window.
Slurp attacks and kills the driving school teacher at the end of the episode.
That's your theft touch.
Doubtless, that's the reason why.
I can help you take your bikes.
Gomez and Morticia watch from a distance as a massage therapist who specializes in disembodied harms offers them a party for his birthday in Wednesday Season 2, Episode 3, Call of the Woo. Morticia reveals that she tried to convince her mother to give to Nevermore by calling her. Dot was aware of this, of course, when he invited Morticia to chair the fundraising gala committee. Hester is the wealthiest alumnus of the institution. Then, as her parents dance, Wednesday slips inside Rothwood Cottage to steal Godey's spell book. Sadly, Morticia has concealed the book in a location that her daughter cannot discover. She intercepts her daughter as she tries to steal something. Wednesday shares her vision of Enid's headstone and the Crowfield cemetery with her mother. Bradbury and Gulpin are killed by the one-eyed crow without feathers. Wednesday is aware that someone is tugging the strings and that Enid is next. She needs to reveal who this person is. However, Morticia tells her that Wednesday makes her think of Ophelia, so she discourages her from using Godey's book. Morticia doesn't want her kid to experience Aunt Ophelia's eventual insanity. Wednesday later looks at Gulpin's eyeball in the vain hope that it may lead to further investigation. She continues to have a psychic barrier. Packing for the school's camping vacation to Camp Jericho is Enid. She discusses Ajax with Wednesday. Enid was surprised at how fast she became connected to Bruno. She does not wish to offend Ajax. Slap looks more human. The guy observes his brain is even developing again. When Slap tries to eat Eugene, Pugsley zaps the zombie away with his electricity. Wednesday goes to Galpin's funeral in another location. The only people there are Dr. Fairburn and Sheriff Santiago. According to Santiago, Fairbairn informed her about Taylor's visit to Willow Hill. Wednesday expresses her belief that Anavian is responsible for the killings as Santiago departs the graveyard. Wednesday is informed by Fairbairn that Willow Hill does not have any evidence. The one-eyed crow may be seen watching the pair from a distance. In order to obtain a room key, Bianca simultaneously employs her siren voice on the receptionist at the nearby inn. Her mother, Gabrielle, is visible in room 302. They watch a TV program on the Morning Sun Complex raid when Bianca saved her mother from a cult. Gideon, its commander, is evading capture. The only choice was to break her free since Bianca maintains that her mother would either leave the cult in handcuffs or a corpse bag. In order to avoid being linked to Gideon by the police, she exhorts Gabrielle to remain where she is and follow the plan. Agnes then demonstrates her value to Wednesday. We find out that she took Galpin's phone from his home, which is why the police were unable to locate. In order to unlock the phone, her acquaintance, who is a shapeshifter, changed into Galpin. A box of possible evidence that Agnes may have stolen is also in her possession. Wednesday looks through the contents of the box and finds a picture of the bullpen. The bullpen couldn't be the sheriff's station since, as she knows, Bradbury hasn't been an officer in a long time. Actually, it's our lodge next to Camp Jericho where the Nevermore school trip was held. In the courtyard, Dot gathers the campers. Ajax, whom Enid encounters, offers to assist her with her bags. However, Bruno steps in to save the day. Enid is pulled aside by Capri to discuss the mysterious planning of a camping trip during a full moon. But she's distracted by something else. Then Enid finds out that Wednesday is going to camp with them. Agnes discloses that she has triangulated the bullpen's location and has several paths ready for Wednesday to use to get to the cabin. Agnes' small prank still makes Enid hate her. The pupils reach the camp later. Wednesday sees her brother carrying a casket. She wonders why. We hear Slurp pounding on from within, despite his claims that it's packed with bottle rockets and other flammables. To the embarrassment of their children, Morticia and Gomez arrive in their hearse. They offered to accompany this trip as chaperones. While Morticia and Wednesday might resolve their problems, Gomez had wanted to develop a relationship with Pugsley. Larch then completes the ornamental tent belonging to the Adams. Maybe she ought to hand the spell book to Wednesday. Morticia refuses to give down, claiming that Wednesday is on the verge of following in her sister's footsteps. Gomez promises to stand by his wife no matter what. To his horror, Eugene finds Slurp in their tent. He thinks they should bring up the zombie with an adult. For Pugsley, Gomez stops by with a trail mix that includes everything you may find on a trail, even toenails. Regarding the odd sounds coming from their tent, the boys tell lies. Dot then explains that in order to improve Nevermore's spirits, yearly camping excursion like this one will be continued. Abruptly, a local scout troop leader named Kruger and his cadets fall upon the outcast. Kruger is certain that he and his troops are allowed to use the campsite at this time. The outcasts and the normies were presumably double booked. The outcasts are told to depart by Kruger. Wednesday offers a remedy to this precarious situation. They should fight for it, she says. So began the color war between the cadets and the outcast. Every team will be required to recover a zephyr from the adversary. There are 10 players on each squad, including attackers and defenders. After recovering their zephyr, each team has to get back to the observation tower and set it on top of the tripod. The right to camp that weekend is awarded to the first team to complete this task. Even though Dot has banned shadow groups like the Nightshades, Enid and Bruno are included in the Nightshades team by Wednesday. Bianca and Wednesday watch from a distance as the cadets guard the outcasts' Zephyr. Prior to this, Kruger used unapproved military equipment to level the playing field for his lads. Bianca is unable to utilize her siren song since they are wearing headphones. As Ajax and Kent protect the Normies' Zephyr, the cadets wait to strike. To take off Ajax's headgear, the cadets aim an arrow at him. Naturally, this causes the snake to attack his head. He unintentionally makes Kent stone. Ajax's head was covered with the bag by the cadets. Seizing the Zephyr, they flee for the tower. Enid and Bruno, the outcast, attempt to ambush the cadets by charging at them with their wolf speed. Wednesday then sees the cadet rushing to the lookout tower's stairs with his Zephyr.
By using a zip line to shoot an arrow into the side of the tower, she demonstrates her fast thinking abilities. She rides down the zip line toward the tower while wearing a shirt, and when she lands at the top, she kicks the cadet senseless. Wednesday wins the game by putting the outcast's Zephyr on the tripod. Wednesday then makes an attempt to get into the bullpen, but Dot captures her. He questions her if she will be at the campfire that evening. She may have fear of missing out. If she doesn't, Wednesday responds by claiming that she suffers from fear of being included.
Dot then inquires Morticia on Hester's development. When Morticia found her mother, she didn't pick up. Hester was formerly a major contributor to Nevermore. Maybe Morticia might ask her to come to the college so they may meet in person. Before the full moon, Enid and Bruno intend to swim somewhere else. Ajax encounters them. He and Enid had an open discussion. Enid says she is sorry for ignoring him. She was worried about offending him. Ajax asserts that if she had been upfront with him from the onset, he would have understood. Wednesday challenges her mother to a blindfold duel. Morticia notes that she can tell her daughter has been in contact with Grandmama. Grandmama used to pin Morticia and Ophelia against each other in this manner. However, she agrees to the duel. They inform Gomez about their impending duel as he heads to the showers. Then the cadets prepare to break into all the tents to seize control of the outcast. Kruger heads into Pugsley and Eugene's tent first. He trips over a wire, setting off a series of bottle rockets. This notifies Pugsley that someone is entering the tent. Inside, Kruger encounters Slap, who eats him.
Wednesday and Morticia get ready for a duel. The necessary blindfolds are put on by them. They attach glass hats on their chest after that. Thing will moderate our mother-daughter team. The winner is the first to puncture the other's glass hat. And Morticia is required to turn over Goody's spellbook if Wednesday wins, but Morticia will burn the book if she wins.
In their tent, Pugsley and Eugene find Kruger's lifeless body. Agnes appears. She says that she was employed by Wednesday to do the less crucial duties, including keeping Pugsley safe. Slap snatches an axe and stumbles in the direction of the showers. Morticia and Wednesday fight in the forest. Gomez sings to himself while Slap jumps the axe through the wooden shower door. Santiago and the police later show up to capture Slap and recover Kruger's body. As they carry the zombie off, Pugsley is inconsolable. Once more, Wednesday notices the one-eyed crow. The man with the hooded cloak disappears as the bird goes to its owner this time. Another prisoner shows up at Willow Hill. Judy is warned by Fairbairn about the aforementioned prisoner. At least two murders have been committed by this individual. When Wednesday returns to her room and realizes her inquiry has led her to Willow Hill, she spreads out the newspaper obituaries.
Would diminish your emotional hold over him.
Transferred here permanently as a patient to help.
All I ask. Look at what they've done to you.
Don't hit the shot collar.
At the beginning of Wednesday, Season 2, Episode 4, Fairbairn threatens to return Thornhill to the prison if she doesn't comply. Without any leverage, Thornhill consents to work with them as long as they let her see Tyler. When they saw Thornhill after becoming a monster, Tyler almost murders Thornhill. Thornhill says he will assist him escape in order to spare her life.
A crow grabs the evidence that Wednesday discovered in the bullpen as they are conversing. Wednesday attempts to follow it but is unsuccessful in catching up to the bird. When Wednesday gets back to the hostel, she is furious to see Enid cuddling up to Bruno. When Enid realizes Agnes was in the room the entire time, she becomes irritated. In order to help Wednesday concentrate on the primary agenda, Agnes has begun assisting her with the routine chores. Having said that, she selects Wednesday's emails. Wednesday isn't sad to hear that her editor let her go. Wednesday calls her uncle Festa as time is running out. She requests that he enter Willow Hill and discover who Lois is.
Morticia's mother comes to assist Wednesday at another location. They go to the cemetery where some of the patients from Willow Hill were buried after being cremated. Wednesday soon discovers that the death of the outcast was staged. She requests that her grandmama purchase the cemetery and give it to her as a present. She also hopes to use this as a way to retaliate against Morticia.
Agnes, eager to assist, obtains the Willow Hill plans. Festa makes a massive mess when he checks into the nearby inn. When the police are summoned, they discover Bianca's mother as well. Sheriff Santiago asks Fairbairn to do a psychic assessment on Festa because of his peculiar behavior. Wednesday tells her mother that Ophelia used to attend Willow Hill. When Ophelia pushes her too far, Morticia accuses her mother of leaving her. Morticia attempted to save her sister, but her mother would not aid Ophelia in any other way. When Hester gets there, she tells Morticia about the new company she is gifting to Wednesday.
Hester informs Wednesday that the person responsible for the death certificates is Augustus Stonehurst before she departs. Hester is cautioned by Morticia to cease putting distance between herself and Wednesday. Morticia is helicopter parenting, according to Hester. In exchange for Morticia returning Godey's book, she promises to give it to the gala. Morticia burns the book as payback. Bianca's mother texts her daughter to plead for assistance after the arrest. But right now, Bianca is busy making the invites for the gala. Dot won't let her go until she is finished. As retribution for Slurp, Pugsley, Eugene, and Ajax assist her. Orlov is sent to watch them by Dottie, but Bianca's phone keeps exploding.
Ajax, Stones, Eugene, and Pugsley are urged to stay and complete the task by Orlov and Bianca. In order to get her mother's case dropped, she goes to the station and utilizes her powers on the cops. Fairburn is busy trying to figure out Festa. In the meanwhile, he attempts to unravel the mystery of Lois and becomes close to one of the chefs. Returning to the school, Wednesday discovers that before becoming a doctor at Willow Hill, Stonehurst was a teacher at Nevermore. Unfortunately, he wound up in Willow Hill as a patient after experiencing a psychotic episode. Ting is sent to the institution by Wednesday to tell her uncle to look for Stonehurst. Enid feels excluded as Agnes provides Wednesday's news. She requests permission to assist Wednesday. The bird attacks the school with his claws while observing from a distance. It's too late. When Wednesday attempts to tell Enid to return inside, Dot frees Thing with his fire fingers after one of the birds tries to capture him.
Thing is prevented from falling to the hard ground by Enid. Wednesday, meanwhile, tries to find the bird within the skull but is unsuccessful. In the end, she discovers Fairbairn discussing a music class for the Willow Hill patients with Capri. Wednesday consents to join the symphony for the gala after sensing something fishy. Morticia approaches Wednesday later on regarding Fester's transfer to Willow Hill. She cautions Wednesday to stop before she exacerbates the situation. Finn brings the word to Fester at Willow Hill. Fester quickly locates Stonehurst, but the guy is speechless. Fester gets a lead on Lois after electrocuting his parrot. Thornhill betrays him to Fairbairn before he has an opportunity to pursue the lead. Fester is punished by Fairbairn by being locked in the same room as Slurp.
Wednesday questions Olaf about Stonehurst at the school. Stonehurst arrived at Nevermore soon after his wife passed away, according to Olaf. Olaf claims that Stonehurst constructed an aviary for his daughter in the Lago Tower. Stonehurst was never trusted by Olaf since he was a normie. Ajax proposes that they conceal Bianca's mother in an old classroom in order to locate her a new hiding place. They hear Dart chatting on the phone as they go through the tunnel to get there. The other side seems to be concerned that things are spiraling out of control.
Dean comes back with Fester's predicament. He is sent back by Wednesday to keep Fester company while she devises a strategy. Wednesday intends to sneak inside the institution by using Capri's piano lesson as a cover. Enid insists on going with her and she asks Agnes for assistance. Everything goes according to plan, and Wednesday is assisted by the chef in breaking out Fester. Slurp also makes his getaway in the confusion. Fester and Wednesday eventually locate Lois. It turns out that Stonehurst and his daughter are running a covert pariah program. Stonehurst used the misfits' abilities and pretended that they had died. He even succeeded in making his daughter an avian in an attempt to become an outcast himself.
But when he attempted to transform himself into a Da Vinci, everything went awry. Judy, his daughter, took over the show after his maniac episode. Vesta releases every patient from Willow Hill during the altercation with Judy. Wednesday stays behind to assist a female pariah in leaving her cell. Slap begins consuming the guard's brains. In the meanwhile, Taylor kills her after Von Hill uses the distraction to liberate him.
Tyler decides to track down and murder Wednesday as he knows she is at Willow Hill. He flings her out the second story window, and it has already summoned the cavalry by this time, and the cops show up. Tyler flees into the darkness as their attempts to restrain him are unsuccessful. Fairbairn is attacked and killed by Slurp. He refers to Stonehurst as an old friend before murdering him.
Wednesday reflects on her final moments as the show comes to a close. She questions whether her mother was correct and she has made matters worse.
Death in the face.
Never.
The doctor suggested
If I'm not dead, then why are you?
Beyond the grave was just too delicious to nations, Miss Adams. I have no bones.
Suffered.
Morticia tries to read to Wednesday in the opening scene of Wednesday Season 2, Episode 5. In an effort to wake her from her slumber, Wednesday seems to wake up in a dream state when both of her parents leave her hospital room and Principal Wims, her new spirit mentor, greets her. After 46 individuals escaped and many others died, Judy Stonehurst said at a news conference at Willow Hill that the facility will stay closed.
Judy calls a man who is burying a dead person in a shallow grave in the woods. His goal is to assist her eliminate the Lois sufferers so that the program is not discovered by the authorities. 43 fugitives were apprehended, according to Judy, leaving Fester, Slop, and Taylor as the only 3 missing. Sheriff Santiago is informed that Wednesday woke up and Judy appears to be alarmed by this revelation.
When Wednesday returns to her dorm room, she implores Enid to leave school because Tyler is planning to kill them both. Wims pushes Wednesday to tell Enid the truth about the premonition, but keeping the truth from Enid only makes her think her best friend thinks less of her. In the courtyard, Dot shoots T-shirts out to a crowd of students in a celebration of the Day of the Dead, an occasion Wednesday suggests should be cancelled given Taylor's unknown whereabouts. With Professor Capri and a school packed with misfits, Dot isn't concerned about Taylor at all. Taylor, meanwhile, hides in a sewer and sees his father urging him to come out. Taylor's hide swiftly murders Judy's men as he explores the drain.
Capri is questioned by Wednesday about surviving an attack by her ex-boyfriend Alfie Penn after Dot brings up her past relationship with Hides. She acknowledges falling in love with Alfie before learning his true disposition. He was ordered to assassinate Capri by his master who was in love with him. His master was unintentionally slain during the assault. While discussing Hides with Capri, Wednesday appears to get the notion to attempt taking control of Taylor by becoming his new master.
Slap discovers the man's cards with the Lois patients underground in the sewer, and he pays close attention to patient 1938. Morticia attempts to talk Wednesday out of getting even at home. Enid discovers they need assistance fighting Taylor when speaking with Bruno. She asks them to assist in reuniting the Nightshades. Wednesday finds out from Agnes that the Nightshades are preparing something as she studies to unlock Tyler. Their meeting is disrupted by Wednesday. Wims again pleads with Wednesday not to carry out her plan while he makes a potion to control Tyler. Franco Ace surprises Morticia since she sent flowers at the woman's funeral. Patient 1938 is making a visit. Franco Ace turns out to be Tyler's mother and she is looking for him. Enid discovers they need assistance fighting Tyler when speaking with Bruno.
Two hides?
Francois and Tyler are gone.
In an abundance of caution, I am
Responsible.
We move back in time to Wednesday when Principal Mort and Sheriff Santiago are meeting with Morticia, Gomez, and Enid. They let them know that Taylor's mother is the second Hyde, and they decide to ignore it and believe Francois when she says that she and Taylor are going out of town. Weems tell Wednesday that the initial idea has not been altered, even though Tyler may not be involved for the time being. Wednesday is still accountable for Enid's death.
Weems tells Wednesday that Isaac was her brother when the topic of conversation shifts to Francois. She tells her the legend of his burial place and how he vanished after an explosion in his laboratory. This is the point at which Wednesday realizes that Pugsley's zombie pet was truly Isaac Knight's resurrected body. Pugsley gives her the picture he left behind as he sped off, but he is unable to tell her anything else. After consuming the brains of the hitman who was assigned to eliminate Francois, Isaac discovered the aforementioned photo in the sewers. It turns out that Isaac is also searching for his sister, so she is not the only one seeking Francois.
It wasn't a full moon when Enid changed into a werewolf in the last episode. It appears that the change could be a sign that Enid is an alpha after all. Professor Capri visits Enid after seeing the change and informs her that it is only one of many indications that she is an alpha. Alphas frequently wolf out under a blood moon and are late bloomers. Since alphas often wind up alone, Enid is concerned by the news.
Principal Mort notifies Professor Capri that a curfew is being implemented before she can provide any reassurances to allay her worries. Yet she reassures Enid that there is a lot of disinformation out there, raising the possibility that there is more to being an alpha than we currently understand.
In search of answers, Wednesday visits the cemetery and is taken to Rosalind, who is expertly portrayed by Lady Gaga. Rosalind asks for her assistance and tells her to hold her palm over the flame to briefly restore her psychic vision. She does, however, warn her that there will be consequences if she removes her hand from the flame, because doing so will break the raven's sight. Just in time, Enid appears and drags Wednesday away and sets off a metamorphosis in which the two wake up the next morning in each other's bodies.
Chaos naturally breaks out as Wednesday and Enid repeatedly attempt and fail to maintain a public image. As the day progresses, Weems cautions that two other ravens have experienced this, and both of them passed away 24 hours following the switch.
Wednesday keeps looking into it and finds out from Rosalind that she must discover the deepest mysteries of the life she has entered if she is to live. By putting themselves in each other's shoes, Wednesday discovers the difficulties Enid is facing as she comes to terms with the possibility that she is an alpha, and Enid discovers the reality of Wednesday's clairvoyance. We find out that Tyler's new master, Frank Oz, is dying, as well as Wednesday and Enid solve their Freaky Friday conundrum. Upon his reunion with Isaac, he makes a commitment to assist his sister by completing the mission he was unable to do before his passing, assisting in her life saving. He travels to Nevermore as a result of this pledge and sees Professor Orloff. In the previous 30 years, Isaac has come to gather information, and it turns out that he invented the innovation that has kept him alive. Agnes appears to watch as Isaac steals the power source from the device that is keeping Orloff alive and swallows his brain. Isaac takes her to Tyler and Francois as they head out to Willow Hill, and she follows him in the hopes of helping Wednesday. When Tyler finds Agnes and places her in a jail while Isaac gets Francois ready for treatment, she sends a message to Wednesday and Enid first. Both of them save her, and while Tyler, Francois, and Isaac escape, the machine is wrecked. As time runs out, Enid and Wednesday go to Rosalind's grave and share what they have discovered about each other's darkest secrets and anxieties. Though there isn't much time for joyous occasions, the disclosures are effective because the couple turns back time and escapes death. When Weems arrives, he tells Wednesday that the premonition has altered. It appears that someone from the Addams family has been designated for death and must pass away, even if Enid is no longer in jeopardy.
Oh, friends. That's why you push her away.
You were in the Crucible at the I mean, you certainly have the looks. Luck is what happens. Nobody likes the C word. I'm like the guy. How about Morning Song?
Wednesday Season 2 Episode 7 opens with a flashback to Dot and Gideon's rendezvous in Florida 15 years prior. Gideon was a washed-up actor who held a job as a waiter at the time. Dot, meantime, was in charge of Gabrielle. Dot persuaded Gideon to serve as the spokesperson for a cult he was forming around money laundering. Dot now discovers Bianca and her mother lurking within the school grounds. He identifies himself as Badson, who also introduced Gabrielle and Gideon. He now wants Bianca to raise money for the gala by using her catchy song. The occasion is in danger of being ruined by Professor Orloff's passing. Dot, however, is adamant on concealing the truth and moving forward anyway. He bargains with the sheriff using optics, and he accepts as long as the cops are in charge of campus security. Wednesday informs Enid that the apparition has evolved in the interim. Wednesday is concentrating on clearing out Francois and Isaac. Agnes provides her a dossier about Isaac and suggests that she starts interrogating her parents. After confronting her parents for misrepresenting Isaac, Wednesday finds out that Gomez and Isaac were closest friends and housemates. The only thing Isaac wanted was to preserve his sister from her Hyde side, but Gomez was constantly concerned that others may use his roommate's sharp mind. Francois lied about fleeing town, and Wednesday informs her parents about it. Morticia later confronts her mother about her writing and charges her with plotting with Weems to prevent the return of her psychic powers. She asks to sacrifice Pugsley after disclosing that the vision has altered. When Bruno returns to school, he attempts to win Enid back, but she doesn't want to. Enid is interrupted and reprimanded by Capri for once again escaping the pulling cages. She wants Enid to exercise caution since a full moon is approaching. Alpha wolves may not be able to turn around if they do it during a full moon. Even worse, when this occurs, they are hunted down and killed by the other wolves. She requests that Enid trust her pack. Tyler gathers his belongings and leaves Gulpin's place. As his mother's illness worsens, her prescription runs out. Isaac kills the veterinarian and gives Tyler and Francois a blood transfusion after breaking into the veterinarian's office to steal additional medication. Wednesday shows up at the residence a few hours later and looks for a clue. Welting finds the secret cellar and guides Wednesday to it. Weems talks obnoxiously about how she and Francois were once pals. While there, Wednesday learns that Francois is ill and that time is running out. Additionally, she finds a New England corpse moth, which she brings to Eugene, who advises that they use it to locate Isaac. Ajax fears that Bianca and her mother are having problems. Bianca ultimately begs Gideon to put the matter aside after lying that her mother fled because she was worried about him approaching. Hester nonchalantly remarks that she is eager to crush Dot's spirit when she pays him a visit. She wants to decline Dot's offer in person even though he has been pressuring her to give in. Wednesday receives an invitation from Hester to stay at her house for the summer. The principal makes an outstanding speech at Dot's office in an attempt to impress Hester. Dot contacts Bianca and instructs her to unleash her siren skills on Hester when she declines his advances. Weems complains about Morticia always outshining her before the gala. She believes that Morticia is holding many secrets from her daughter, which might be harmful to their family ties, and she cautions Morticia that Hester is drawing Wednesday nearer. She stops by the Lupin cages to visit Enid with Wednesday. Wednesday is made to swear by Enid that she will locate her if she ever turns and is unable to turn back. Ajax breaks in and informs them about Bianca's problem. Wednesday requests that they keep feigning ignorance of Dot's activities. The Adams family is caught off guard by Hester's sudden kindness the next day. Hester makes fun of Gomez for losing his abilities when they approach her. Bianca is later confronted by Wednesday, who forces her to confess every detail. Regretfully, Agnes reminds Bianca of everything, but she begs Wednesday to forget. Agnes's ambition to emulate her does not impress Wednesday. Following the blood transfusion, Tyler awakens to find his mother has a new strategy. Her goal is to bring down the Adams family, as is Isaac's. Sophia makes the long journey from the Philippines to win Bruno over in the interim. Saddened, Enid formally ends their relationship. Enid seeks alone in order to grieve. When she discovers Agnes in tears, she tells her to be herself, and she asks Agnes to join her in dancing. Dot murders Gideon in front of Bianca and imprisons Bianca's mother in his home. Wednesday implores Bianca to have faith in her, but the gala goes according to plan. While Agnes uses her ability to become invincible to remove Dot's relic from his coat, Ajax saves Bianca's mother. Fortunately, Dot is too preoccupied with watching Agnes and Enid dance as she pays attention. Bianca begs Dot to tell every detail during his speech. After realizing that her mother is safe, Dot threatens to kill Bianca and admits to every graphic detail of his deceitful plan. Ajax transforms him into a stone and a chandelier crashes on him, so he doesn't make it very far. He is instantaneously killed when it crashes him to bits. Wednesday declines her grandmother's invitation to stay with her for the summer after the gala. If Hester wishes to keep their connection intact, she uses blackmail to get her to give to the school. Wednesday is upset that Hester made fun of her father for losing his abilities and finds it hurtful to witness an outsider being made fun of in that way. When Eugene shows up, she tells Wednesday that Isaac is in the Nevermore Cemetery and that the moth has returned. The action then shifts to Isaac requesting Pugsley's assistance. He abducts Pugsley and treats him with chloroform. Pugsley has long since left by the time Wednesday arrives.
I said the past is never dead.
Parents who were at the gala have already
Times.
cried shrieks of my classmates during
Twice.
Officers and such dogs are seen searching the jungle for Pugsley in the opening scene of Wednesday Season 2 finale. Morticia and Gomez are told by Sheriff Santiago that there is no progress in their hunt for their son. Until sunrise, they will keep looking. Nevertheless, the majority of Nevermore's pupils are taking an early summer vacation and going home with their parents. The late Principal Wims then exhorts Wednesday and Morticia to use their combined psychic powers in order to locate Pugsley. Regretfully, our anti-heroine title character still lacks her abilities. We are talking about Wednesday. Wims is adamant that they require another raven. Thus, a dove and two ravens meet in Rotwood Cottage's Science chamber in order to find Pugsley. They band together. Wednesday gets startling images at this point. She watches as Gomez and little Morticia Leigh Isaacs remain behind the skull tree. According to Morticia, Gomez offered to assist Isaac in saving Franco Ace. Like Pugsley and Fester, Gomez had electrical abilities when he was younger. In his hidden laboratory in the Lago Tower, Isaac connected Gomez and Franco Ace to his device. Isaac neglected to mention that Gomez's talents would be depleted by this contraption. For Gomez, Isaac even dug a grave. Morticia learned that Gomez was near death. The lab then exploded as a result of the machine malfunctioning and overloading. Isaac died. Morticia discovered Gomez without abilities, barely hanging on. If Morticia and Gomez spoke about it, Augustus Stonehurst intended to have them arrested for murder. In another scene, Wednesday is urged by Morticia to remain with Grandmama till this is all over. To entice Pugsley and Gomez, Isaac abducted her. In her premonition, Wednesday discovers that the gravestone is for Pugsley. Our girl won't leave the house. She intends to rescue Pugsley on her own. Enid, meanwhile, watches with dismay as Bruno and Sophia depart. Ajax gives Enid his assistance. They resolve their differences and decide to be friends. Ajax understands that their separation wasn't about him in particular. With a list of possible suitors for Enid, Agnes appears. In another scene, Pugsley is brought to the late Sheriff Galpin's cottage in the woods by Isaac and Franco Ace. Galpin attempted to save his wife since he knew she was most likely still alive. No matter what happens to her, Franco Ace exhorts Isaac to carry out their conversation when the moment is appropriate. Isaac feels hesitant to comply with his sister's request. When Tyler reappears, he admits that he posed as Pugsley in order to confuse the police. Agnes then explains to Wednesday and Enid that her father sent his helper to come get her. Her mother is preoccupied with her other relatives. Agnes's home life is depressing. Wednesday assures Enid that she will be at the Lopin cages early in the morning to pick her up after Agnes leaves. Wednesday then discusses Isaac's moths with Eugene. Sadly, the moths have succumbed. Eugene regrets not being friends with Pugsley sooner. It's possible that the latter wouldn't have felt the urge to be friends with a zombie. Adams, our Wednesday, is adamant about being her brother's caretaker. In order to hibernate his bees early, Eugene asks Wednesday to join him in his shed, but she no more. Taking it back from the top. But she is no more. Eugene then taking it back from the top. But she is no more. Eugene then encounters Isaac in the aforementioned Hammer cabin. Wims is in the principal's office sitting in her former chair. Wednesday is notified by Santiago that they have a lead on Pugsley. Wednesday and Thing reach the skull tree later. Wednesday positions a crossbow atop a tree. When Thing has a clear shot at Isaac, she tells him to shoot. Isaac and Pugsley are standing close by. Wednesday comes out of the forest. Isaac gets a fireball. Subsequently, his gloved hand gets pierced by the arrow. Then Isaac makes Wednesday levitate with Thing. She is dumped by him in an open grave close to the skull tree's base. While earth fills the grave, vines cling to and spiral around her body. Tyler gives her a bird-eye view. He seems nearly torn between the two. Francois is then reunited with Isaac, Tyler, and Pugsley in the graveyard. Wednesday is buried alive by the Galpins, and Agnes tells Enid about it. Full moon or not, Enid escapes her Lupin prison to save her companion. But when they get there, Enid knows they might not reach her in time. Wednesday's heartbeat is faint. Now she observes. Thus, Enid changes in the full moon's light. She understands that as an alpha, she will always be that way. Agnes is assisted by Enid in retrieving Wednesday. When Wednesday arrives, she discovers that Enid stepped in to save her. Now, transformed into a wolf, Enid runs into the forest. Agnes is told to pursue Wednesday. With Wimsey's help, Morticia and Gomez reach the skull tree. At Nevermore, they are all set out for the Lago Tower. To get the machine ready for Francois and Pugsley, Isaac utilizes his new hand. While Wednesday and her are rescuing Pugsley, Morticia insists that Gomez phone Santiago. Pugsley is restrained in the chair by Tyler. Pugsley uses his power to zap Taylor. Francois, meantime, begs her brother to fulfill his pledge. Francois tells her son that everything will work out. Now it's too late for her. In order to give Tyler a long life, she wants Isaac to get rid of his hide. A new beginning it is. Tyler strongly objects to this. Isaac then switches on the device, unleashing a tremendous energy explosion that strikes Tyler and Pugsley. Francois, though, sees no one there. Wednesday walks over to Tyler with an axe. Wednesday is urged by Tyler to murder him. Rather, she releases him. While Tyler turns into a hide, Wednesday releases Pugsley. Isaac is thrown over the balcony by him a few stories below. Isaac's thuds to the earth. Then, to fight her son, Francois transforms into her hide. As Taylor and Francois move their conflict outside the lab, the Adams get back together. On the campus of Nevermore, they engage in combat on the roofs. The lab suddenly blows up as the machine overloads. A portion of the machine is removed by Gomez, Wednesday, and Pugsley while it is resting on top of Morticia. Fortunately, Morticia is still alive. Meanwhile, the hides are hauled off by the lab explosion. Francois and Tyler each grip a ledge for purchase, but Francois's hold is more tenuous. Tyler grabs his mother. Francois, however, lets go and falls to her death. In the courtyard, Santiago and her team discover the lifeless hide draped over a statue. Tyler screams with sorrow. Isaac strangles Wednesday within the lab with Thing. Gomez and Morticia play on Thing's emotion since they think he is still alive, taking it back from the top. Isaac strangles Wednesday within the lab with Thing. Gomez and Morticia play on Thing's emotions since they think he is still alive. After Wednesday throws the axe at Isaac, everything escapes his grasp. It works when she strikes the panel behind him. Thing starts taking it back from the top. Thing started assaulting Isaac. Isaac's clockwork heart is taken away by Thing at the end of this markdown. Thing escapes the strands that are binding him to Isaac's arm amputation and makes his way back to the Adams, his real family. Thing and Wednesday pack their things the next morning. Almost everything is gone from Nevermore now. Agnes shows up with some news about Enid. She's traveling north 5 miles from the Canadian border. She goes to see Tyler in the cemetery where he is honoring his parents' graves in relation to Capri. She has no desire to be Tyler's master. Tyler doesn't feel the need for a mother or a master. Capri is a werewolf too, but Hyde was Capri's father. Hyde has a covert support group led by Capri. Festa later makes a mocked visit to Nevermore. The creature fastens himself to the rear of the aforementioned bike. Capri takes Tyler to the Hyde support group's site in the meanwhile. Wednesday understands that her odd choice to save Tyler might come back to haunt her. Festa and Wednesday pass the Adams family house on the way, and Ophelia's journal is read by Wednesday. A strong image of Aunt Ophelia herself is given to her. Ophelia is still alive. As expected, Grandmama pays Ophelia a visit while she is confined to the latter's mansion. Wednesday must die, in quotes, is written by Ophelia on the wall's side in vivid red letters. Wednesday acknowledges that the Adams family is built on mysteries. She is adamant on exhuming them all and makes it her mission, despite rescuing Enid and transforming her back into a human. As the season ends, the one-eyed crow flies over the sky and the screen zooms out. Thank you for watching this recap. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more recaps like this. This is Alex signing out.